This session is about online analytical processing, introduction to it, and we will be discussing on data warehousing. So, online analytical processing, which allows the user to analyze the large volume of multidimensional data from the data warehouse. So, data warehouse is a repository where it receives data from multidimensional sources, that is heterogeneous sources. The multi-dimensional structure it takes instead of two-dimensional rows and columns where your online transaction processing happens. It is about daily transaction. The multi-dimensional structure it takes cube structure. It allows multi-dimensions. So now we will go into what is data warehouse. It can be defined in different ways. That is, it is a collection of heterogeneous sources and decision support data base because it is taking the data present in a data warehouse, it is analyzed and processed for next step. So a decision support database that is maintained separately from the organizational operational database. Support information processing by providing a solid platform of consolidated historical data for analysis. So now you can define your data warehouse in the form of four different forms, that is four terms, that is data warehouse is subject oriented, it is integrated, time variant and non-volatile collection of data in support of management's decision making processing. So it is subject oriented, integrated, time variant and non-volatile collection of data. So now we will see all these subterms in detail. So why you say the data warehouse is subject oriented? Because it organizes around major subjects such as customer, products, sales. It focuses on modeling and analysis of data for decision makers, not on daily operations on transaction processing or transaction processing. It provides simple and concise view around particular subject issues by excluding the data that is not relevant for decision support process. So it is very much focused on your subject oriented. And next is what is data warehouse. It is integrated. You are receiving the data from heterogeneous sources. So each and every source have the redundant material or related materials present, related data present in each of the sources. So all the related data, it has to be integrated. So integrated, when you are integrating, it will be easy for computation. So constructed by integrating multiple heterogeneous data sources, and data cleaning and the pre-processing of data, that is cleaning and integration techniques are applied so that all the missing values and then your missing values and noisy data is getting removed and the related data are grouped and then it is processed for the next step of pattern extraction. It is time variant. Data warehouse is time variant. The time horizon for your data warehouse is longer than that of your operational system. The operational database, that is current value data, but the data warehouse provides the information from the historical perspective, the previous data. So in order to analyze the data for this year, past 3 years analysis, it is needed. So the historical data it speaks. But the operational database, now transaction, when you're performing online transaction, that is current data it will look into. So the key structure in data warehouses contains an element of time explicitly or implicitly. Element of time in the sense what is, you want the present record, it will take present, or the past record, It will take all the past record and it will make the analysis to predict something. That is what. But the key operational data may or may not contain time element. So data warehouse we have seen, that is, first is it is subject oriented, next is integrated. Now we have discussed about time variant, and next is what is, it is a non-volatile to data storage. Okay, so that is, it is independence, that is a physically separate store of data transformed from your operational environment. Static, that is operational tuple of data, does not occur in the data warehouse environment. The operational updates, when it will not be it will not occur in the data warehouse environment. It does not require any of the transaction or recovery or concurrency control mechanism as present in your structured data. Requires only two operation in data accessing, that is initially loading of data and access of data. So it is very, very non-volatile. So your data warehouses, you can define, that is data warehouses, subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non-volatile. So a separate data warehouse, that is your DBMS, that is turn for OLTP, that is daily transaction, accessing method, indexing, concurrency, recovery, all these things are present in your database management system, which is relying on the current transaction, that is online transaction processing. Whereas it is online analytical processing, that is analyzing the data stored in the data warehouse. Complex OLAP queries, multi-dimensional view consolidations, all these things are performed. Different functions and different data, that is missing data, maybe, that is when you are having the current data, that is dealing with structured data, there is a limited number of, there will not be any missing data present, but in this case it is retrieving the data from multiple sources. Fetching the data from historical data, that is previous data. So in this missing data may be present, the missing data, it has to be pre-processed, because without pre-processing, when it is sent for the next level, it will not give you the correct decisions out of it. Data consolidation, so decision support, requires consolidation of data from heterogeneous sources. That is aggregation, that is the relevant data are grouped, all the numeric data relevant in data present, all grouped together, text data, image, video, likewise, it has to be grouped. And then from that, what application it is, that is, even if you're following, you're grouping a numeric data, in a sense, what application it relates. Likewise, the grouping, it has to be made for easily retrieving the data. Quality, that is different source typically use inconsistent data representation. So if one homogeneous source the data is received, then it will be following a common common format, but the data are received from the multiple sources, so there is a inconsistency in your data representation occurs, that is to be reconciled. This is about your warehouse, that is this is about your difference between your transaction processing and analytical processing. So your DBMS, that is your online transaction processing. Data warehouse, it relies on your online analytical processing, the data analyzed, stored inside the data warehouse. So the users are in OLTP, clerk, IT professional. OLAP, the users are the knowledge worker, analysis and bringing the outputs out of it. Based on that, some decision it has to be made. So the knowledge worker. Functions, OLTP, it is day-to-day operation. OLAP, it is decision support. DB design, it is application oriented. As I've already told you, data warehouse is subject oriented. Data, it is current data, it is historical data. Usage, it is repetitive, it is ad hoc. Access, it is read, write, index, hash, it is lot of scans. Unit of work, it is being the transaction processing. Short, simple transaction, it is a complex one. Number of record access, tens, it is in the form of millions. Users, thousands, it is hundreds. DB size, 100 MB to GB, this is 100 GB to terabyte. Huge storage will be there. And metrics, transaction throughput, this is query throughput response. We have discussed that is warehouse data mark, that is your the subset of your data warehouse. A subset of corporate wide data, that value of specific group or user. So a specific group users alone, when you want to address only the woman candidate or male candidate, okay, or you want to address only kids, likewise. And then it scopes in confined to specific selected group, such as marketing data mark specific group. So I have already told that is focusing on only the male female customer, likewise. Virtual warehouse is what is a set of view over operational database. Only some of the possible summary views may be materialized. So metadata repository. So I'm speaking about all about the blocks present in the diagram, multi-tiered data warehouse architecture. Metadata repository, metadata is a data defining warehouse object. It stores description of structure of data warehouse, operational metadata, algorithm used for summarization, mapping from operational environment to data warehouse, data related to system performance, and business data. So the data lake is what is, it is a single repository. We have discussed till now, we have discussed about data warehouse. Now it is a data lake. It is a single repository of all enterprise data in a natural format, such as relational data, semi-structured data, unstructured data, and even binary data. That is, lake is what is single repository of all the enterprise data in the natural format, in the same format. That is, it includes your relational data, semi-structured data, unstructured. Structured, that is relational in the sense structured, then semi-structured, unstructured, and even binary data. So this data is stored as it is without having first structure, uh, without having to first structure. As it is stored without having to structure the data. Run different types of analytics from dashboard and visualize the big data processing. So the lake is what is, it stores structured, unstructured, semi-structured, and even binary data that will be stored. And as it is the without any structure, the data as it is, how it is received, it is stored. Discuss the architecture, that is layers of storage in. So this data lakes consist of 5 layers. So when raw data using connectors, it connects to data lake, and after that it is search, that is anything it is to be processed using a search engine. Data models and dictionaries will be supported along with the business rules and dictionary, and it is connected to the application programmer interface. So that's it about your data warehouse. So in this we have discussed about the definition of your data warehouse. It is subject oriented, time variant, volatile, and then data warehouses, subject oriented, volatile, and time variant and integrated process. And we have discussed on the OLTP and OLAP operations and architecture of your warehouse. Thank you. We will see in the similar session next.